Okay, today I'd like to speak about emerging pedagogies and new media. Okay, what is a learning environment? How do different learning styles inspire student learning? How do different learning environments look in the past and present? What are the new ICT and emerging pedagogies impacting on these different learning environments? What is an ideal 21st century science learning environment, and what will learning environments look like in the future? These are all the issues that will be elaborated on in this presentation. Okay, firstly, what is a learning environment? Woolner implies that a learning environment essentially supports educational activities and facilitates learning. This means that any place where a student experiences an educational activity that enables them to learn is a learning environment. Therefore, if a student is outside playing sport, inside reading a textbook, using an iPad, it is possible that all these situations are merely different types of learning environments. How do different learning styles inspire students? Kinesthetic, oral, and visual are considered the three main learning styles that students use. The most effective way a student learns depends upon the student themselves. Some students may be better visual learners, while others may be kinesthetic learners. Essentially, depending on the way the student learns dictates what pedagogies and technology the teacher will use for effective student learning. Okay, as can be seen in the picture, this is an old classroom. There is an old chalkboard, whiteboard, and wooden desks. There is no real new technology in this classroom, obviously. The learning styles that students would experience in this classroom would probably be based around mainly oral and maybe some visual and kinesthetic. Chances for student engagements would not be extremely high unless all students were oral learners. As can be seen in this picture of a current classroom, all students have laptops and the majority of them seem to be engaging in the lesson. The chance for both visual and oral learners is high for them to engage in this particular lesson. And as can be seen in the picture, the majority of them seem to be interested in the lesson itself. The impact of new technology, such as mobile phones, laptops, Facebook and Twitter, interactive whiteboard, iPads, virtual simulators such as Second Life, which can all be used by both teachers and students, cannot be underestimated in this current climate. Therefore, the way teachers teach must change to incorporate all these new technologies in the classroom and education setting if the students are using these technologies to learn. An emerging pedagogy that has had an impact was network learning, which is centered again around the theory of constructivism. Network learning has been defined by Levy as a virtual community of learners, teachers and learning resources which are all interconnected. Essentially, this means that the online community of both teachers and students, where they interact and learning environment is online. As technology advances, there will be many new and interesting pedagogies in the future, and therefore teaching must evolve. This is a picture of my ideal classroom. It contains an interactive whiteboard, small movable desks, experiment benches, and iPads for every student. How students benefit from my ideal classroom is due to the new technologies in iPads and interactive whiteboard, which are easy and an easy-to-change learning space. The reason that iPads can be an extremely useful learning tool is their versatility. They can be used both in the traditional classroom setup and taken outside for investigations and experiments, e.g. pictures of flora and fauna. An iPad can also be used to link up with the school's intranet and be used in many other classroom settings. The small desk can be moved to create different physical learning environments depending on the type of pedagogy used by the teacher, such as Think Pair Square would be 2 tables combined together with 4 students. Finally, what will future learning environments look like? Does anyone know?